Hello, so Estonia, as you see on the title, Singing Revolution, it's an absolutely amazing country. All of us, the former Soviet countries, became independent in 1991, but before that, we were fighting for our freedom, we were protesting. I personally was fighting for freedom with my friends and with my sister, and we spent lots of thousands of hours at the protests, at the stairs, at the parliament building in Tbilisi, Georgia. But now we're talking about Estonia. So Estonia was fighting for their independence for 4 years. And do you know how they were fighting? They were fighting by singing patriotic songs. They would just show up, a gigantic flash mob that consisted of thousands of people, and they would start singing, and they sang it until their freedom. So it's pretty amazing. So before that, World War II was devastating for Estonia. Estonia was a neutral country, so no one was supposed to invade it, but did Stalin care? No. Did Hitler care? No. So they invaded it, they were fighting there, they were taking this country away from each other, and they killed more than 7% of the population and just destroyed the economy. So it was terrible for Estonia. After the World War II, the Soviet Union took over Estonia and made it the member of the Soviet Union. You probably at this point, if you've been watching my videos, or if you will watch my videos in the future, at this point you probably have a question. What a horrible country. Like, what were you thinking? These independent republics, independent countries, these 15 countries, how come you entered the Soviet Union? Like, what was wrong with you? I mean, nothing was wrong with us. We were thinking straight. What happened was that the communist Russia invaded us one by one and just took over all these countries and shoved us in the former Soviet Union, and then for 70 years it was a nightmare. This was happening in the beginning of 1920s after the socialist communist revolution happened. The leader was Lenin, as you remember. So it took them a few years, from 1917 to 1920, 1921, and then they started invading the countries around them. But the brave, amazing Estonia, when they were invaded, they somehow pushed this red communist terrifying army back, and they stayed free until the World War II. And then World War II, as we already talked about it, it was absolutely devastating. So when we were part of the Soviet Union, we always thought Estonia and the neighbor countries of Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania, were cool. They were much cooler than us because they were Baltic countries. They are located by the Baltic Sea, which is in Europe, in the northern part, and they joined the former Soviet Union. I mean, by force. They were made to join Soviet Union, the latest, so they stayed very civilized and more European, when we, the Soviet Union countries, were just like losers and peasants. But Baltic countries, we always thought that they were really, really cool, and they are. Now Estonia is independent since 1991. After their singing revolution, they've been independent, so they're doing really, really well. It's a really high-tech country. Sometimes they call it Silicon Valley of Europe. They came up lots of innovations. They made Skype and others. You look it up, and so they have Wi-Fi anywhere, any remote island. Oh, by the way, it has 1,500 islands, more than 1,500 islands on the Baltic Sea. So any remote island, you can find Wi-Fi or a forest. It's beautiful, it's civilized, it's very European, clean, great for traveling. It has very few people, just over a million, not even 1.5 million, which sucks, but I hope they will multiply. So in this country there are not that many religious people, very small percentage, so marriage is not important and popular at all. So it's like a marriage-free country, not that many people get married. And also these days Estonia is prospering. They have democracy, they're doing really well. And what else did I want to say about their food? So I have something here with me. Here, these are smoked sprats in oil, and this is rye bread, Baltic rye bread. As we said, Estonia is located on the Baltic Sea, and this is just actually looks very strange. So sprats are friends of herring, little tiny fish like that, and it looks scary, but it's actually quite tasty. I mean, I guess it's an acquired taste sometimes. I don't know if you're brave enough, check it out. Maybe they had it on Fear Factor, but we are used to it. So it has become quite one of the favorite foods of the former Soviet Union. It came in from Estonia. So Estonia, or what else I wanted to tell you, it's related to Finland. They're brother countries or sister countries. I don't know how they like to be addressed. So Finland is also by the Baltic Sea, and Russians own that land, but brave Finland got away from the Soviet Union, but Estonia couldn't. So Estonia loves its brother sibling Finland. Their language is similar, and wants to be called Baltic country, not Baltic country. It does not want to be called Eastern European or former Soviet country. I mean, you can't escape to be called former Soviet. That sucks. And wants to be called the Nordic country. So Nordic countries, they're more developed, they're richer. So there is this discussion, is it a Nordic country or is it a Baltic country? But I mean, I think whatever they want, you know, it's a really, really awesome country. So thank you for listening, and I'll be back soon. Bye.